Kelvin, as the season goes on, in the spirit of commas and not periods, well, how did you feel this defensive effort was in terms of how you build up, 9 games into the season?
We're getting better. Our responsibilities, execution. It's not it's not easy being a good defensive team. I mean, it's not. Not all defensive teams are built equal. They're all different. But the first thing I tell our kids, though, you don't have to be a great defensive player. We'll protect you, but you've got to be in the right place, and you have to be able to move on the fly of the ball or on the dribble. The ball's constantly moving on the court, so you're being in the right place is fluid. The ball very rarely stops, so you're constantly moving. You're constantly guarding some kind of action, a cross screen, a down screen, a back screen, pick and roll going right, pick and roll going left, a side pick and roll, a step-up screen, something, and to be able to do this, LJ was not playing in this system last year. He was playing at Baylor. Damian was playing at Temple. JoJo Tuckler was at Cy Falls High School. Ramon was redshirting. He didn't play in any games. Malik was redshirting. He did not play in any games. So, typical for us, we have to start over every year. So we have to start at zero. We don't get to start where we ended the year and just keep going. We have to tear the house all the way down and go buy a new lot, clear the trees, dig the foundation, bring in the dirt, pour the cement, and build the house. We have to do it every single year because we lose four starters or 3 starters every single year. So the first thing that these kids have to do is buy in. They have to buy in. That's the first thing, and they do. These 2 guys struggled last year for a long time, but that's okay. They were freshmen. Last year was the first time in 10 years here we got caught young. Talented, but young. Look around the country at the young teams. They don't do very good on a game-to-game basis. They're great one night, bad the next. That's what young kids are. And last year we had Jairus Walker, Terrance Arceneaux, and Emanuel Sharp. And they struggled at times, but they got better as they went. Now, Terrance had a complete year, from June to March in the system, and then now from June to whatever month we're in, December. But I think the most important thing is that they're coachable. They're great kids. Their character is important to me. For most teams, talent is your floor, but your ceiling is your character. And that is a secret sauce for our success over the years. We have great, great kids, great young men. And the kids that stay with us all graduate. And that has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with their parents and the way they were raised. Because those are the kids we evaluate. That's not an accident here.
Coach Javier Francis sort of started the second half pretty well. What have you seen from him just in his growth offensively as the season's gone on?
Yeah, Javier's in his first year playing. He played on the JV team at Mount Verde. His first year here, he backed up Reggie Chaney, Josh Carlton, Fabian White, and Jalen Roberts, which means he didn't get to play. That team was so good. I think that team won 32 games and got to the Elite Eight. So he wasn't good enough to play on that team. We're not a 500 team in the middle of some conference. We're a top 10 team. So you got to be really good to play on that team. So his second year, same thing. He was playing behind a guy that was number 8 pick in the draft and a guy that was the most improved player in the league and all conference. And then he was playing behind probably the best pick and roll defender that we've had since we've been here. So he's 4th. So now it's his first year playing, and I'm really happy with his progress. You know, his progress will come incrementally, like Terrance's. You know, there was a lot of games last year. I'm sure people watched him and got cross-eyed, but I didn't, because this is our job and we know what we're doing. You know, it's called development. Just bring him along. You see him out there now. You know, what was he, 3 for 9 tonight? Could have easily been 7 for 9. And trust me, that's coming. The way he played tonight is the way he's been practicing. So Terrance is coming. Emanuel's coming. Javier's progress will be slower than anybody's because he hasn't played. And remember the team he's playing on. Don't judge him like these other kids. You know, don't judge him like other big guys. Look at the team he's playing on and look at the role he's having to play. You know, you could argue, well, he's not quite ready for that. His team's doing okay. You know, this isn't golf where you get to judge him individually. Don't judge him individually. Judge him by our team's success, because I get a kick out of how people criticize individuals in a team sports that's winning at a high level. Now, what possibly could our guys be doing where you'd have to really, really dig under the surface to find something wrong with them? Their team's 9-0. They're the number 1 rated defensive team in the nation. So they all must be doing something pretty good, right? I like them. Some days better than others, but I like them.
Josh, go ahead.
You know, Terrance, a few times tonight you kind of showed your playmaking ability and kind of using your athletic gifts to create. Just, you know, how much more comfortable have you grown in that facet of kind of the game at the college level, you know, maybe compared to where you were this time last year?
Well, it started in practice, like Coach said. The way I've been practicing, you know, it translates into the game now. So I feel more confident getting to my spots, making certain passes and different things like that. So it definitely started in practice. And I'm continuing to learn, continue to get better, and just keep going. So.
Emanuel, you know, each game sort of has a different maybe story to it. How do you find your rhythm each game and sort of get going?
I mean, I mainly try to get it started on the defensive end or on the boards. That's what the coaches tell me is the best way. If you go out there trying to get it off and on the offensive end, it's most likely not going to come. So just trying to get comfortable on defense, and with my rebounding usually translates to my offense. So just being proven in that area is going to help me just play better overall.
Emanuel, defense has been the thing here for years. This is, like Coach says, it's nothing new, but is it when you change out so many guys or you have new guys coming in, is that sort of is that the badge of honor that you guys want to carry over, even if it's new people, to have that same defensive first, you know, that mentality?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working at this since June, so there shouldn't be a certain 5 players on the court that play better defense than the others. That's what our strength is this year, is our depth. So just being able to sub guys in and out and having that same defensive intensity over 40 minutes is what makes us such a good defensive team. So Coach Sampson has been preaching that since day one, and we've just tried to apply it as best as possible in the game.
Terrance, have you become a better practice player this year? It's your second year here?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely. I just go into practice now looking to just practice hard. You know, if I mess up, I mess up. But I go in there, practice hard, learn, just try to compete with it every day with everybody. Just learn from J1. You know, he's a great practice player, so that's what I try to learn from and take after. And, yeah.
So Terrance was arguably the worst cross-country runner in the history of spike shoes. Y'all run spike? No, you don't wear spikes in cross-country.
I ran in Jordans.
Waffle shoes. Prefontaine started that stuff. He was so bad that halfway out, he would find a golf cart and just finish it. Take me back to the start. Only to be rivaled by his practice habits last year. He just didn't understand how to practice. But I would say the thing that's helped him the most is our culture demands it, because it's non-negotiable. We don't lose those battles. The players have never won one, not even come close to winning a battle of, I'm going to practice this way, but yet I'm going to still get to play. Never have they won one of those battles. The guys that play for us, people say, how did practice go today? Our practice is the same every single day. Every day. Every single day, our practice is the same. Our practices are not up and down. They're the same every day. They give maximum effort on the things that we work on, early on, now the practices may be more accountability based. Some people may call accountability different words, but that's what it is. They're held accountable for doing things the right way. Now, last year, Terrance ran more in practice than he ever did on a cross-country course. That was where I was going with the cross-country story. There was no golf cart to save him at our practice, So one of the reasons why he's gaining weight this year, he's not running. He didn't have any penalty runs. How much you weighing, T? 200 something, right?
Yeah.
Last year, I couldn't see him half the time. He stood sideways. I mean, they're all the returning guys all gain a lot of weight. First year guys, they tend to lose weight, but they stay. That's why. The only reason I ever bring up that story I told about, in our top 10 players, like tonight, we have a top 10. Like Sed's not in the top 10, Rayo's not in the top 10, but our top 10 players, we've only had 2 kids transfer in the 9 years we've been here that we're in the top 10. Now, we've had other guys transfer. Don't get the story mixed up. Valentine Sagoyami. You guys remember him? Well, he transferred. Mike Adewumi. We've had a bunch of guys like that didn't get to play. But the guys in the top 10, and I think that speaks volumes to our culture.